Hello, Covenant fam. So here's the long-awaited co-driver video. These are just tips, okay, on how to team with someone so that you guys are on the same level. You have the same amount of respect, understanding, consideration, and um, communication. So those are like the four major keys that you need to have when getting on the truck with someone, especially someone new that you don't know, that's a complete stranger to you. Um, it's not very. Sorry, I was paying attention to this driver. Oh, he's got a dog. And then he was like being a creeper. Anyway, so basically you have to understand that you're already going into this, nervous, anxiety, all that stuff. But you're not the only one. Like they're going to be feeling that way too, especially if you're both coming in this for the first time. Now, if you team with someone that's already been around the block, then you can always let them know, like, hey, I'm a bit nervous, that this is new to me, just bear with me, give me some time. And as long as you guys have an understanding and that open communication, you should be good. Um, Sorry, I have to do this. It always seems like I'm doing Qualcomm stuff when I'm talking to you guys. It's so weird. Um, okay. It was an alert. Anyway, so those are the main four things that you want to make sure that you guys discuss. So, um, just always remain respectful, and you have to think, would I want someone talking to me in this kind of way? Would I want someone treating me in this kind of way? Kind of like putting yourself in the other person's shoes, you know, um, because majority of the time those answers are no. You know, would I want somebody yelling and screaming at me? No. Of course, you don't want anybody to yell and scream at you. Would I want someone to go through my things, when I'm not around? No. So if you ask yourself these questions and your answer is no, then you should at least have somewhat of an understanding of what that would feel like. And then, not do it to your co-driver. It's not that hard. It's got to deal with being a good person. I say that on a lot of my videos. Be a good person. Be a good person. And we've all been through things in our life that, kind of shape our decisions, the way we carry ourselves, our personality, and our traits. But we can't apply certain things across the board, because one thing that may work for some may not work for others. So let's say that you're dealing with a friend or even family member that's, done you wrong over and over and over and over again. One, they shouldn't be allowed to do it that many times. You should have learned your lesson by then. But um, let's say that you've been messed over by friend or family, and you meet a new friend, or you start hanging out with a different family member, and you start to kind of see some similarities. But the new person hasn't done or gone as far as the last person has. Are you automatically going to cut the new person off because of similarities? Or are you going to wait for them to actually do something to you to help you make that decision to not deal with them anymore? So where I'm going with this is I trust everyone. I do. If you didn't do anything to me or give me a reason for me not to trust you, I'm going to trust you until I find out or something is done to me by you that makes me not trust you anymore. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to treat everyone that way. Does that make sense? So that's kind of where I was going with that, but I started to confuse myself, and I'm sure if I confused myself, I was confusing you guys. So basically, you're not going to treat everyone the same, because not everybody deserves or is warranted to be treated the same. If somebody doesn't do anything bad to you, why would you be bad to them because of your experiences with other people? So basically, when you go into something like this, I'm not saying that not to guard yourself. I'm saying not to be completely harsh for no reason. Be considerate to your co-driver. You know, when you're driving, don't have the music blasting. Get you some headphones. You know, if you're, you know, in the jump seat and your co-driver happens to be on the phone, taking a call, whatever, don't jump in their conversation. It's none of your business. You know, give that level of respect. You know, again, it goes back to, would you want someone to do these things to you? Now, I'm not saying you can't talk to your co-driver or whatever, but wait until you're invited into that conversation. If they didn't ask you no questions, don't be giving no answers and opinions and things like that. Try to give them that privacy. If, you know, they're having a serious conversation or whatever, even a light conversation, just if it has nothing to do with you, go in the back. You know, if you sit in the passenger seat, you don't feel like laying down just yet, put your headphones on. You know, be on your phone. And, you know, and I say put your headphones on because, one, you want to give them that privacy, that respect, the courtesy of not eavesdropping on their conversation. But at the same time, you don't want to be on your phone and then you like listening to music or watching, you know, Facebook or Instagram reels and your volume is blasted, and then the person on the phone can hear, you know, your phone or what you're watching or whichever. And it's just rude. You know, just don't be rude to your co-driver. It's very simple, you guys. You know, don't be petty. If your co-driver does something to you and you feel offended or, you know, you feel some type of way, let them know. Give it some time for you to calm down or breathe a little bit, and then approach them and be like, hey, you know, this situation that happened, you know, a couple hours ago, this is how I took it. This is how it made me feel. Like, we have to be adults and have those conversations in order for you guys to be on the same page. As far as like stuff for the truck, my co-driver and I switch off buying, you know, bottled water, packs of water, the 24 pack of water, the 40 pack of water, whatever pack of water. We take turns doing that so that way it's fair. You don't want one person buying everything for the truck and you just eating and drinking it up. You know, they may have given permission one time, but yeah, you just continue on with it. You don't want to be that type of person. You don't want to be that type of co-driver, because then it's like the little nitpick stuff is going to really start to pile up, and then it's going to be a problem. So, you know, that's just having that level of respect of not going through people's stuff, not eating up your co-driver's food. If you are having money issues, talk to them. Be like, hey, look, I'm struggling a bit. You know, do you mind? You know, something. Ask them how to gain, you know, points and use your points to purchase food and drinks and things inside the TA, stuff like that. So, it all comes down to respect, communication, consideration, and respect, communication, consideration, and oh my God, what's the other? Understanding. I couldn't think of the other one. Understanding. So as long as you guys have those things, you guys should be fine. You need to also talk about everything. So when you're first looking for a co-driver, you guys need to be upfront and honest about endorsements, about home time, how long you're going to stay out. Oh, I'm staying now. I want to stay out 4 weeks. The other co-driver's like, well, I want to stay out 6 weeks. So obviously that's not going to work because that's an additional 2 weeks than you wanted to stay out. So figure a way that you guys can work it out. Maybe stay out 5 weeks instead. You know, something like that. 4.5 weeks, you know, whichever. Figure out where you're going to do your home time. If you guys are close to each other, then you guys shouldn't have any issues. Depending on how the lane is, one might be getting dropped off, the other one might be bobtailing home, or vice versa. Or one might be taking a truck after dropping the load, and then, you know, parking the truck somewhere in a meet spot, and then, you know, somebody flying wherever. But you guys have to talk about all that stuff, because if you choose to team with somebody that does not live by you, you will be responsible on figuring out how to navigate yourself home, to get yourself home. Covenant has certain parameters of what they will and won't allow for co-drivers that do not live within the required, you know, radius. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. You know, like I said, endorsements, smoking, non-smoking, day driver, night driver, if you prefer male or female, you know, that needs to be stated as well. If you have no preference for any of these things, if you would rather them smoke outside the truck or with the window down, there's a lot of things that could be said when it comes to trying to find someone that you mesh well with. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, my co-driver and I, we were paired together by a fleet manager, actually the terminal manager out in Pomona. He's not with us anymore, with Covenant, but at the time he was, and it was actually a dead-on match, you know. And we've been fine ever since. We're very considerate of each other. If one of us doesn't have it, the other one will carry the other person. You know, she loves stopping at Love's for their coffee, or a McDonald's. So when it's time for us to switch out, and it'll be her starting in the morning, because I drive nights. I love driving nights. So I drive all the way through full nights. We do not split the day and the night, because she loves days. I love nights. So don't give me no days. It'll be a problem. I will if I have to drive through it, but I really don't like to. I told y'all in my How Do You Sleep video, I'm a vampire. I don't do none of that sunlight, daylight stuff. Anyway, but I'll find like a McDonald's or a Love's that's along our route that is made for trucks, and I will stop there if I realize that we're not gonna roll through a McDonald's or a Love's by the time it's time for us to switch out. I'll stop prior to that, and I'll purchase her a coffee and things like that, so it's set and ready for her when she gets up and everything. So it doesn't happen all the time. I'm not saying for you guys to do this kind of stuff. All I'm saying is that you have to think about how to not make it so conflicting. And that's what I mean by being a good person. These rules are not set in stone to where you have to do these things, but she appreciates it. I know she appreciates it, and I do it because it's fair. I know that she has a preference, and if our clocks aren't going to really work out like that and I run out of time and there's only like a TA or Petro, I'm going to get her coffee before we end up switching out, because it's just a nice thing to do. So that's what I mean about being considerate and being a good person. And I'm not saying you got to splurge on your co-driver and spend like all these monies and everything, and that's not what I'm saying. But it is nice for your co-driver to be able to trust that you have their back, and make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Okay, because it is a very important, especially for my night drivers. Okay, because there's less activity, you are more prone to get tired at night. Also, your brain, just because we're human, your brain is going to want to shut down between the hours of 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. That 3-hour block of no sunlight, pitch black, nothing but headlights, stuff like that, is going to make your brain like, are we done yet? Are we done yet? And if you get to that point, it's time to pull off, baby. It is time to pull off. Actually, it's before you get to that point. Let me just say that. The yawning, constantly, and the constant blinking, and if you're on your third cup of coffee, excuse me, see? If you're on your third cup of coffee, etc., and it's just not working, it's time to pull off. Send Covenant a message. I'm fatigued. I'm not gonna make it. Give me an hour and a half. Let me get a little cat nap, and I'll be right as rain. We have to be able to be in communication with them as well. But the key is to get enough sleep, because you don't want to be that co-driver that can't pull their own weight. So we each have a job, a duty, and a responsibility to be able to get things going and make sure that we're getting the load to where it needs to go. You don't want to have a lot of service failures. You don't want to have a lot of interruptions, stopping multiple times, all these things, because if you do, it's going to affect your relationship with your co-driver, and you do not want that, because it's going to be hard to team you. And if you are hard to team and you struggle going from person to person to person to person, you are the common denominator that may be the problem. And then Covenant will let you go, because then you will become more of a burden and you will cost them money. Okay, so if you're not making money and you costing them money, it's not that hard of a decision. So be delightful, be respectful, be understanding, be courteous, be a good person. And you'll be simple to team and simple to get along with. You won't have any issues. Okay? So, I hope this helps you guys. And that you're able to find someone to team with. Be clean. Shower. That's important. Because it is tight quarters. You know, it's hot out here. A lot of these states are humid. And you don't want to be sweating and, you know, dirt and funk and all that other stuff and confined quarters, and then AC running and the air is just blowing in your nose, and you know, it's sickening. You guys know what BO smell like. It's sickening. So let's make sure that we, again, being respectful to our co-driver, and we're being courteous to our co-driver, considerate, and that we're being, you know, a good person to be clean. And also, oh man, I had it in my brain. Where did it go? I was talking about showering and the truck. Make sure the truck space is clean, you guys. Keep your stuff together. Again, tight space. You know, don't be a slob and have your stuff, you know, all over the truck and falling over and people stepping over stuff, and you got to step on stuff, and then you get mad your stuff is getting stepped on. It's like, what's on the floor? What you want me to do? Pick it up and then it won't be a problem. Oh my God, I had it in my brain. I don't like when this happens to me. I don't know. I can't think of it. If you guys have any questions for me, I am all for it. I'm open to them anytime. Co-driving to me is not very difficult. Not very difficult at all, because it's the type of person I am that I can pretty much get along with anyone. If I don't get along with you, it's because it's something about you that's giving me bad vibe, and I will probably give off bad vibe because of me not being open or kind of standoffish. But initially, like, I pretty much get along with anybody. So you have to be the ideal co-driver. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. For someone that you potentially want to team with, and you guys have talked to each other, you're standing next to each other in person, share this video with them, so that way they can hear and understand what I'm saying, so it doesn't come off as you trying to tell them what to do or how to be. So that way it's clear across the board that I'm speaking to both of you. You know, so that way they know where you're coming from, and it may help to hear it from someone else that's experienced in co-driving. Again, I'm on my 5th co-driver. I will have a video for that too. I won't do it with this one, but I will have a video for it. But I've been driving for 4 years, so I know pretty much what it takes to drive with someone and how to be an ideal co-driver to make things run smooth as possible, I should say. And don't get me wrong, I've had, you know, a few times to where me and my co-driver didn't get along or weren't speaking at the time, but we always ended up getting through it. Again, that will be in the other video. But it's not very hard to team, guys, and I'm pretty good at reading people. So that's why I attempted or wanted to assist in the teaming department, because I know it's one of our problem areas where drivers struggle and where Covenant struggles to keep drivers together, because some people are just being thrown on trucks just so that they can be teamed and make money, and that it's not going to be a lasting partnership. So I'm able to build a rapport with you guys, the trust with you guys, the one-on-one with you guys, by talking to you, getting to know you, knowing what you need and what you want as a co-driver, and then finding someone else that kind of matches that, but like on the flip side, and then I'm able to tell who's gonna be good, like being teamed together. But apparently I can't do that, and that's fine. Like, I mean, I keep saying it's fine. It's not fine, because it bugs me, because it's an area that needs work, and I'm being told I can't do it. But it's fine, because there's nothing I can do about it. And if they feel that it's better this way, then I mean, what can I do? They're just going to lose drivers. And I hate for that to happen, because I really feel like you guys are my drivers. So, it just nicks me just a bit, you know, but I will get past it. So that's why I do these videos. So at least I could kind of give you tips to help out. So I don't want it to be like you have a clear understanding of what I'm saying about teaming, and then you go to team with someone else and they're just completely like over the whole teaming process, and then you're getting the crap end of like how they're feeling. So when you find someone that you would like to team with, please, standing next to each other, or even like sitting down somewhere, watch this video together, so that way you guys can see it from both sides. You know, you can't treat your next co-driver, you know, bad because of the one previous. It's not fair, and you're gonna close yourself off to being able to be teamed, because you're just scorned and you're just over it and you're just done with the process. But when you do that and you harden yourself to teaming, it makes it difficult to find a co-driver. We have to treat each situation different, because it's not going to be the same. Okay? So I hope you guys understand this, and I hope it's good tips for you guys to hopefully find a potential co-driver. If you have any questions that I did not cover here in this video, please let me know. Drop your comments and your questions down below, and I will definitely answer them when I can. Right now I have free time, so please definitely let me know. But I really, really wish you all the best for teaming, because teaming is where the money is, and this is why Covenant pushes for teams. Okay? Because solos are not able to do as much as we're able to do being teamed. I will also have that video coming soon, solo versus team. Okay? Trying to think if there's anything else. I doubt it, guys. I appreciate you listening to me, and sorry it's another face-to-face video. But hopefully I will get some other stuff good and going. I'm still working on like how I'm gonna do the whole lane departure videos, and like the equipment video. I'll probably do equipment video right after I upload this one. Not sure yet, but once I figure it out, you guys will definitely know. I wish you guys the best. Like, I really wish you guys the best in teaming. And Um, let me know if you guys have any other questions. All right, till next time, guys. Bye.